Welcome to the Bullring. I'm your host, Sam Hovan. It's the show all about Matador athletics, where they were, where they're going, and really anything else we can think of to talk about. We've got basketball today, as well as a little bit of football. So I'll be joined by women's basketball coach Patrick Cunningham, men's head basketball coach Charles Harrell, and I'm not joined by football coach Tom Minnick. He is actually out recruiting, but I do have a long list of where guys have transferred, as well as to make sure you know. If as soon as we find out, we'll make sure to let you know through our Facebook page and Twitter page. That's all coming up right here on the Bullring on AWC TV.
I'm Andre.
I'm Autumn.
I'm Cody.
I'm Haley. I'm Sarah N.
I'm from Fresno, California.
Wilton.
Parker.
Yuma. San Luis, Arizona.
I'm a business major.
Media arts major.
General studies major.
Business major.
Architecture major.
I am Arizona Western.
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 Arizona Western College offers flexible class schedules for your lifestyle. Log on to azwestern.edu to register for classes at Arizona Western College.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper with a message from Outrun the Sun. Every year, more than 2 million people of every age and ethnicity are diagnosed with skin cancer. It's the #1 cancer in America. 1 American dies of melanoma every single hour. But it's a cancer that is preventable. Join me in pledging to be sun smart. Could mean the difference between life and death. Learn more at outrunthesun.org. Protect your skin, protect yourself, protect your life.
We're back in the Bullring. Sam Hovan alongside women's head basketball coach Patrick Cunningham. Thanks for joining me, Patrick.
Hey, Happy New Year, Sam.
Happy New Year to you as well. And you guys went 2-1 last week. You went 5-1, I think, since the last time that we had talked. But 2-1, played 3 games in your first week back from Christmas break.
Yeah, we had a good tournament, prior to the holiday over in Tucson, and ended it with a really nice win against Casper College from Wyoming, and then came back, had a kind of a tune-up game against Miracosta College out in California. We've gone out there before, and kind of got our feet under us. And then Wednesday at home, had a big opportunity against Pima Community College, another conference game that we knew was going to be very tight and well played. And they played very well. They rebounded the ball well, and we didn't. And, we suffered another loss. Luckily, we bounced back on Saturday and got a tough road win at Scottsdale.
Well, in that game against Pima, it looked like it was the first half that really was the problem, because you guys played pretty well in the second half. We're fairly even on the boards, but the first half was just too big of a hole. Yeah,
we came out and we kind of, once again, we were just very, very, lethargic and defensively. And, you have a team that goes in and scrambles and gets rebounds. It's really going to hurt you. I think we had 0 offensive boards, and they had about 8 in the first half. They had doubled us up. And that's a big part of the game. And until we figure that out, we're going to struggle. And then hopefully we'll begin to collectively, go chase the ball down. That's all we talk about: chase the ball and rebound.
And when things kind of changed around a little bit, Steph Schmid was great in that Pima game. She was probably really the only offensive threat throughout the course of the night. But against Scottsdale, Steph ended up with 16 points, which is well below her season average. But Kaya Marticic and Chantel Thomas really turned the game on its head for you guys.
Yeah, Kaya kind of went into a shooting slump there for a while. She's got some foot problems. She's a little uncomfortable, but she hit some big shots. And she played with some passion on Saturday. She was getting angry out there, and it was good to see. So, we know she can score, and she started to pick that up just a little bit here in the last couple of games, which is great. And then Chantel, she knocked down a couple of big free throws for us, had a nice steal. And, so if we can get her to stay consistent. But I think on the offensive end, Chantel was good at the point guard spot. And on the defensive end, Shamika Frazier came in and did some really good things for us defensively. Got in there, took some contact, and created some havoc. So, it was an ugly win, but it was a win nonetheless. And at this point in time, we'll take it.
And you talk about road conference wins especially. That can be exactly where it's at. For those who aren't aware, the Lady Matadors won on Saturday night 68-65 in overtime at Scottsdale. A great game. Chantel Thomas with a steal right near the end of regulation, right around half court, took it fast break down the court, made 2 free throws because she got fouled on the layup, and that's something where she's really struggled with this year. And then we'll let you talk about her in a second. And then in overtime, still tied at 61. She gets another steal, goes all the way, finishes at the hoop, scores 4 crucial points.
Yeah, she really just turned it on right there. And again, she's not the best free throw shooter out there. It gets in her head a little bit. So it was very good to see her just knock down that first one. And you can see the confidence level in her. And you talked about Kaya from the corner, putting us up. So we had to claw our way back in both halves and quit playing from behind. But Yeah, it sets us up okay right now. You know, we're keeping pace. It's Coach East and us right now battling for the 3rd spot, and Central's not that far ahead of us. So, you know, everybody's chasing Eastern. There's 4 teams and 3 spots, and and we're alive and well. So we just got to keep winning games.
In a wide open conference race, you guys are currently 5-4. But you have 2 home games this week, taking on Glendale Community College on Wednesday night and South Mountain Community College on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Glendale's a team that's historically plays us very tough. We're going to have to be ready to go. Again, just another team in our league that they're battling for Division II positioning. And so all these games are very meaningful for both teams, and our guys have had to figure that out. And be very, very difficult game Wednesday. We're going to need to really focus and play hard. Saturday's game, South Mountain, they're in transition. They've got an interim coach. They don't have a whole lot of players, so they've been really struggling in our league. And so we're not going to, we're going to worry about Saturday. Wednesday's the key. The next game's always the priority, and hopefully we'll take care of that.
All right, best of luck this week, Patrick. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Sam.
Have a good one.
All right.
We'll be back with more on the Bullring right after a quick break.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
The career you've always wanted may be just months away. Just a few classes could take you to the next level in your job. Take a look at Arizona Western College's Career in a Year program. Earn your certificate in a variety of programs in 12 to 18 months, sometimes less. Programs include Certified Nursing Assistant, Public Safety, Logistics, Computer Information Systems, Auto Mechanics, Early Childhood Education, and more. Pick a career with strong job growth that ignites your passion. It's time to invest in yourself. azwestern.edu/career.
We're back in the Bullring. Sam Hovan joined by head basketball coach Charles Harrell. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Not a problem, Sam.
You guys are 1-1 in 2015 so far. You won against Pima at home on this past Wednesday night, and then you went to Scottsdale and lost a close one, tough one, 72-70 Saturday night. We'll talk about the Pima game first a little bit. Pima, if we look at the whole game, you guys didn't shoot particularly well, but it didn't matter because you grabbed 23 offensive rebounds on your way to a plus 24 on the boards. I mean, the energy was there.
Yeah, well, we played well against Pima. I didn't think Pima played particularly well, but I thought our energy was good. Like you said, 23 offensive rebounds. I think we out-rebounded them for the game, like 52-28.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. And then I thought just everybody contributed in that game, and that was nice to see.
Well, and you guys, even a guy like Cameron Young doesn't have his best game shooting for the field. He didn't make a shot. He still grabbed 6 boards. You guys had 6 guys grab at least 6 rebounds. Ross Bookman led the way, 16.7 boards. I was talking to Kyle earlier in the week, and he said, I think that might have been Ross's best game here at Arizona Western.
Yeah, there's no question it was. Not only because of his 16 points and 7 rebounds, but I thought he was really good against Gershman. Even though we weren't playing man-to-man, he was kind of the guy that was bothering him in the zone, and we really shut him down.
And that Gershman, by the way, for those who aren't aware, came into the game averaging almost 24 points and 12 boards a game. He finished with 16, but he never really got into an offensive rhythm.
No, not at all. Ross did a good job. Ingrid did a pretty active job around the basket, not letting him get in there and finish.
And then you guys had 4 guys hitting in double figures for the game as well. Ingrid finished with 12, Ron Lee had 13, and Nate Moore had 11, and that's a great way to start the year, 4 guys in double figures.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought Nate shot the ball well. He took open shots. Ron didn't shoot it particularly well, but I thought he played really, really hard, and I was impressed with that game.
And then you guys headed to Scottsdale on Saturday. Now Scottsdale, they haven't won a road game this year, but they have been very, very tough at home. You guys played great for the first probably 34 minutes of the game. You're leading the entire course of the game, and then the last 5 or 6 minutes, turnovers just kind of ended the game for you.
Yeah, we had 2 lapses, I thought, in the game. The last 5 minutes of the first half, we had a 11 to 12 point lead. They cut it to 4 at halftime, and then the last 5 minutes of the game, we have a 9-point lead, and they win the game by 2. So just really disappointing. I thought the key to the game was we had 18 turnovers. Anytime you turn over the ball 18 times, you can't expect to win against anybody.
And then you guys, coming up this week, you have 2 big home games. You only have 13 conference games left. It's amazing that the season is already that far along. But after these 2 home games, you play 7 of your next 11 on the road. So these 2 home games against Glendale and South Mountain, there's no way around it. They're big.
Yeah. I mean, you have to win games at home. And in my opinion, you have to win games against the Division II teams in our league. We've already blew that against Phoenix here and then at Scottsdale on Saturday. So now you could argue Phoenix is possibly the best team in the whole league, but still, losing to Division IIs is unacceptable. And
so you guys have this game against Glendale Wednesday night. What do you expect to see from Glendale trying to attack your guys' zone?
Well, they're athletic. They can really. They've got a couple of guys that can really shoot it. They're up and down. They're 2-0 in 2015. They've won both their games since conference games since the break. They came in here last year. We had a really good record, and they beat us here last year. So we got to be ready. They always play us tough. Got to find a way to win.
And then South Mountain's another team that really likes to get up and go. That's a team on Saturday. You're going to be pressed the entire game.
Yeah, which is very concerning for us because Scottsdale pressed like 4 times, and I think we turned it over 3 of the 4 times they pressed, and it wasn't a good press. So these games are definitely big, like you said, but definitely concerning.
Well, hopefully you guys get it done this week. We look forward to watching it. You can catch all the games on AWC TV Wednesday and Saturday night. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll be back with more on the Bullring right after a quick break.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. It's like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
I'm Kelly. I'm from Yuma, Arizona. I'm a business major.
I'm Edwin. I'm from San Luis, Arizona. I'm a mathematics major.
I'm Chelsea. I'm from Florida. I'm a psych major.
I'm Andre. I'm from Fresno, California. I'm a business major.
I am Arizona Western.
I am Arizona Western.
I am Arizona Western.
I am Arizona Western.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains, and if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more, because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Sam Hovan back with you here on the Bullring. It's time to talk football. I know football season is over, but that doesn't mean that recruits aren't headed out and guys aren't headed out from Arizona Western College. In fact, by my count, I'm out of fingers. There's 11 Matadors that have gone on to play at other schools as mid-year transfers, and we'll give you the full list here. It's a long list, so get ready. We'll get going. Paul McGlure is headed to Arizona. He was a do-it-all safety for the Matadors this season. Recruited and committed to Arizona in the spring, played the full year for the Matadors, and wound up leading the team in tackles with 101. He was the defensive player of the year in the conference. Absolutely standout player for the Matador defense this season. The Matador defense was killer. They've got a whole bunch of defensive guys headed to places. Chukwuemeka, he's a defensive end. He's headed to Georgia. He's going to transition a little bit to linebacker. He helped lead the Matadors this season, had 7 sacks for the team. Fantastic year. He closed out the year extremely well in the El Toro Bowl as well as the WSFL Championship. 2 of his best games of the season came right near the end of the season for the Matadors, and he's going to move on to play at Georgia. And then a couple of guys are headed to Arizona State. Raymond Epps never really played a whole lot here at Arizona Western. Injuries kind of limited his time for the team as well as talented players in front of him his freshman year. But he's going to go play tight end at Arizona State, so he might even line up against Paul McGlure during the season. Edgar Gastelum as well will go on as a walk-on this spring for Arizona State, but in the fall, he's expected to try to compete for the kickoff duties, and head coach Tom Minicus said, you know what? Guys who are kicking field goals, they're going to have to watch out because Gastelum is an extremely talented kicker. He's got a real shot to do some things at Arizona State. Damian Ayula, one of a stable of running backs for the Matadors, he is headed to play at South Alabama, one of 5 guys to rush for more than 400 yards this year for Arizona Western. He had 404 yards on 109 carries. Tremaine McCulloch, another running back, also transfers out after his sophomore season completes. He's headed to Southeast Missouri State. He also finished with 404 yards and 56 carries. And the scat back had his best game of the season in the El Toro Bowl. Led the team in rushing, also ran for 2 of his 4 touchdowns, coming through in the clutch. The Matador offense struggled until he got in the game in the second quarter, but he played extremely well. The Matadors went on to cruise in the El Toro Bowl. Got a couple offensive linemen headed places as well. Anthony McMeans and Glenn Bethel, both of those guys are moving on. McMeans, the center for this year's team, reunites with former Matador quarterback Tyler Rogers at New Mexico State. McMeans and Bethel, both part of a team that averaged more than 240 rushing yards on the ground. Bethel is headed to the University of South Florida. Wide receiver Marquis Stinson led the Matadors with 8 touchdowns this season. He's going to North Carolina Central. Congratulations to him, way to move on. And then one more defensive guy. We'll save him for last. He didn't play much this year for the Matadors, only had 7 tackles, played in 1 game. This was a great Matador defense. Imagine how much better it would have been with Antonio Kennard on the team. Kennard finished 2013 with 106 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 16.5 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, as well as recovering a fumble, an interception, and a pass breakup. And I tell you what, he was an NJCAA All-American as a freshman. Imagine what he could have done as a sophomore. Doesn't matter. He is headed to Cincinnati now. Congratulations to the Bearcat. They are getting a great one. Those are where the Matadors have gone. Hopefully you caught the graphic, making sure you keep track of where those guys go. Follow the Matadors on Facebook. We'll let you know how the guys do at their new schools. Congratulations to all those guys. And stick around for more here on the Bullring right after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
It's the final segment here on the Bullring for Tuesday night's Matador basketball, football, athletics, and general action. Thanks for tuning in. We're so glad you joined us. Make sure you catch AWC TV's production of basketball this week, Wednesday night and Saturday night. Wednesday night, the team takes on Glendale Community College. The game starts at 5:30. The pregame show will start right around 5:20. And Saturday night, the teams take on South Mountain Community College. Doubleheader again. Women's basketball followed by men's basketball starting at 5:30. Pregame show once again, 5:20. I have to say a big thank you today for Roy Hesley's help as well as Marcelo Gordo Pena's help. Travis Mitchell, he's going to be editing this, but he had jury duty, so he couldn't come and join us for the fun of shooting this wonderful show. Also, I have to say a big thank you to my coaches for helping me out today, Patrick Cunningham, as well as head coach Charles Harrell. Thanks so much, coaches. And then to you, the fans. Without you, this show just wouldn't be the same. Matador Athletics wouldn't be the same. So thanks for tuning in and for all of your support. Make sure you stick around next week, Tuesday nights at 7, the Bullring, right here on AWC TV.